smoking cars every single day, all bumper to bumper. Better build another highway right through the wetlands, the farmland way out west. Then take a dagger, sink it in my chest, and call it the Legacy Highway. Right along the flyway, right through the farmland and fields. Don't forget to tell the children about where it used to be when you take them for a ride down a road called Legacy. There ain't no way to stop the sunrise or the wind, the changes and chances, they never come back again. Some will remember, some will forget. Someday our children just might regret we built that Legacy Highway right along the flyway, right through the farmland and fields. The children might wonder about where it used to be when you take them for a ride down the road called Legacy. Don't forget to tell the children about the way it used to be when you take them for a ride down a road called Legacy.
Well, I was born about 10,000 years ago. There ain't nothing in this world that I don't know. I saw Peter, Paul, and Moses playing Ring Around the Roses, and I licked the guy that says 'tain't so. I'm the man what drove the mules around the world. Yeah, right. I'm the man what drove the mules around the world. Sure. Well, I drove them up and down it, turned them around and drove them round it, and I licked the guy that says 'tain't so. Giddy up, giddy up. I saw Noah when he built his mighty ark. I'm the guy that climbed the border after dark. Well, I saw him when he nailed it, saw him hoisted, sailing, and I licked the guy that says 'tain't so. I'm the man what drove the mules around the world. Yeah, right. I'm the man what drove the mules around the world. Sure. Well, I drove them up and down it, turned them around and drove them round it, and I licked the guy that says 'tain't so. You the man. say his ABCs. I taught Columbus how to sail the seven seas. I taught philosophy to Homer, helped the British whip the Romans, and I'll lick the guy that says 'tain't so. I'm the man what drove the mules around the world.
Yeah, right.
I'm the man what drove the mules around the world.
Sure.
Well, I drove them up and down it, turned them around and drove them round it, and I'll lick the guy that says 'tain't so. And I'll lick the guy that says 'tain't so.
'Tain't so.
I'll tell you a story that'll thrill you, I know, of a horse I once owned a long time ago. You'll gaze at his picture with wandering eyes, then at the arrow that hangs by his side. Swift as an antelope and black as a crow, with a star on his forehead as white as the snow. His arched neck was covered with a dark flowing mane. I called him Petonio, the pride of the plain. The country was new and the settlers were scarce. The Indians on the warpath were savage and fierce. Though the scouts were sent out every day from the fort, yet they never returned and we knew they were lost. One day the captain says someone must go across the dark borders of New Mexico. A dozen young fellows straight away answered here, but the captain spied me, I was standing right near. Petonio was by me, his nose in my hand. Said the captain, your horse is the best in the land. You're good for the ride, you're the lightest man here. On the back of that Mustang you have nothing to fear. Proud of my pony, I answered, you know, Petonio and I are both willing to go. For speed and endurance I'll trust in my black. Then they all shook my hand and I mounted his back. Turned down the dark pathway, turned his head to the right. The black struck a trot and he kept it all night. When far back behind me I heard a shrill wail, I knew that the Indians were hot on my trail. I jingled the bells at the end of his rein, spoke his name softly and stroked his dark mane. Petonio, he answered with a nod of his head. His dark body lengthened as faster we sped. We were leaving the Indians, the story was plain. The arrows fell around us like torrents of rain. Petonio, he stumbled and I knew he was hurt, but still he raced onward and into the fort. I delivered the message, then turned to dismount, but the pain in my foot was so bad I could not. The arrow you see hanging there on the wall had passed through my foot, saddle, stirrup, and all. With good care and patience, Pat and I were soon well. Of his death many years later I will not try to tell. Of all the fine horses I've rode o'er the range, there was none like Petonio, the pride of the plain.
the state line of Wyoming. 400 miles of friends along the way. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up feeling lonesome, 'cause there's a part of me wishing I could stay. From the sage of Cheyenne up North Dakota, drifted like a rolling tumbleweed. 1,000 pair of eyes and smiles that know me, crying every time I turn to leave. Though I've heard New Mexico is magical, and Chicago town can make you fall in love again, you can keep your beaches in Hawaii. I'll take the Wyoming wind. Times I dream living out on that range, pushing cattle across the Great Divide. Every time I smell the springtime sea, get this wild feeling deep inside. And I long to be where I can see the mountains stretching across that never-ending sky. Standing on the banks along the mighty Bighorn